So whenever I go warm up these glow plugs, you see I have this wait to start, and it should go out here in a second. There it went out. Now I start it. Let's go ahead and wait for the wait to start again. And then here's what it looks like. Putting some glow plugs in my 7.3 powerstroke, and everything was so straightforward I didn't really feel it necessary to pull out the phone and start filming. There's an intake pipe that starts right here, the unbolt that goes right here. There's another air intake. There's typically an air box, but when I bought this vehicle there was a custom air intake that there's just a bracket right here on the valve cover, a couple 10 millimeters, couple hose clamps, take this hose out. There's some 13 millimeters all the way around here, which all these holes right here. This is a almost $80 gasket. It's supposed to be a reusable gasket. This one looks like it had been replaced at some point. It says on there, maybe it's this other side, made in China, and it's got this V on it. I don't know what that is, but I'd feel better about putting my part in it. What's my part look like? I don't know. It might look exactly like that. This might be my part. This is a Dorman. My magnet's caught in it right here. Great. Just pulling my tool with it. All right, let's fish this magnet out without dropping it. Come on now. That's stuck to... Okay. This one says the exact same thing. Made in China with the V. So whatever, at least it's newer. I don't know when that other one was put on. I'm making excuses. I don't really like that. I should have bought Motorcraft. Whatever. At least the glow plugs are Bosch. They could have been Motorcraft as well. Eventually I need to replace these injectors and the injector cups, I feel like, because this thing has 300,000 miles on it. But I went ahead and made myself a little special tool. Sometimes this socket gets caught in the rocker arm, so I went ahead and ground it smooth. The glow plugs just go straight down in there, and you get them loose with this 10 millimeter, and then I pulled them out with a magnet. So it's got tape on these boxes here. You just simply drop it down into the hole. This hole will be right here. And then the torque spec is, I don't know, just watch me torque it and I'll tell you as I do it. It's snug plus a quarter turn, about just a little bit quarter turn after you get it snug. Nothing crazy. You put it in there with quarter drive. You just give it a little tug of the wrist. Gotta go in all the rest of the cylinders and then put my gasket on it, put my cover on, bolt it all back together. And this side was the hardest part. Just got done busting some knuckles. There was a hose right here, big aluminum hose, and it was stuck in this coupler right here, and I had to get my hose pick down there and roll it around. And as I was rolling it around, smacked my hand on that tensioner. I'm gonna go ahead and replace this tensioner and this idler. Looks like that tensioner's been replaced before. This idler looks really old. I got a new belt too, but apparently I have to take the radiator hose off to replace that, so I'm not gonna be doing that right now. The belt still looks fine anyway. Took the AC compressor off to the side just to get a little bit more room, because all it takes is just, since I'm going to replace this stuff anyway, it was just 4 bolts to lay this to the side, and I get just a little bit more room to look at what I'm doing. And earlier I replaced this glow plug relay, which is nothing. There's just two 10 millimeters on the side there, right here, and then right there, and then you got the 4 bolts on top. So there's nothing to that. You just got to make sure that things are isolated if you don't unhook the batteries. And you got to take that oil filler neck off so you have a little bit more room. It's probably a good idea to clean this off and put tape on that so you don't get any crud in there. And then there's this dipstick funnel or tube that you need to move to the side, and then the 13 millimeters all the way around. We got to unplug this connector right here, just like so, and let's get to it. And there we are. I got all the bolts out of the valve cover. I used this swivel in the long 13. The little bit shorter 13 deep well, I've got a medium well, would be better back here, but I got it with this combo right here. You see there's 13 millimeters right here next to this HVAC box, but now it should lift off like this, and we should be able to carefully remove it straight up now. And this is the best part of it. We have a 2000 model Navistar International engine. It's a nice piece right there. In these injector clips, you see they just have the little clips right here, and they pull straight back and out. You just gotta rotate this wire clip back, push it out. Then we have the white wires, which are the glow plug wires. And I've got my extra slim Cobras right here, and the jaws are just a little bit longer on these, and I can get in here and just pull it straight out, just like that. This one's tucked in there pretty good. I can't see behind that rocker. I might have to get, I can still get them, but it gets progressively more difficult the further you get back. Now with all the clips removed, we're just going to simply pull this valve cover gasket out of place. It's usually a good idea to blow air on everything before you take the valve cover off, because whenever you're doing this kind of stuff, you can get that road grime into your engine, and you definitely don't want that. Let's go ahead and try to set that up there. I've got these heater hoses where that was, and then you got this yanked out. It's time to get the glow plugs out, and with the glow plugs we have this long deep well 10 millimeter, and the glow plugs just go right down in there. And we're going to, oops, there we go. Just gonna get them all the way out. You can't get the glow plug out and the socket out at the same time, but I can jiggle the socket loose, and then I can get the glow plugs out with a magnet now. Fish the magnet down in here and pull them out one by one. It was just being a little bit sticky. Gotta pull it straight out at the appropriate angle. And then I just shake it off my magnet, move on to the next one, straight up. And the last one. Alright, let's toss some new glow plugs in this thing and start it up. On these valve cover gaskets, make sure you put them on correctly. These little lips go down. That way you can clip your connector in, because the connector top is on the top side. These pulleys are non-eventful. I got them out with a 13 millimeter. I didn't want to break them loose with this tool, but this tool was absolutely awesome to install it with, because I could hold this tensioner with one hand, and then I could come down here and install this with the other one, and then I could get on there and torque it by hand afterwards. And this one's pretty easy. There's just one little pulley, so you can screw it in by hand. It's up top here. Now I gotta toss the rest of this stuff on.